Welcome to Learning from the Best, a YouTube channel that empowers you to achieve success, wealth, happiness, and personal growth through the timeless wisdom of the world's greatest minds. The 38 Letters from J.D. Rockerfeller to His Son by J.D. Rockerfeller. December 24, 1897. Dear John, the words of wise people always make me remember very well. A wise man said, education covers many things, but it does not teach you any of it. This wise man showed us a truth. If you don't take action, the most practical and viable philosophy won't work. I have always believed that opportunities come from action. Even a very ordinary plan, if executed and developed, is far better than a good plan that falls by the wayside because the former will follow through and the latter will fail. That's why I said that there is no secret to success. To achieve positive results in life, it is certainly good to have extraordinary intelligence and special talents. There is nothing wrong with it. As long as you are willing to take positive actions, you will get closer and closer to success. Regrettably, many people did not remember this biggest lesson, and as a result they reduced themselves to mediocrity. Look at those mediocre ordinary people. You will find that they all live passively. But almost all of them are experts at making excuses, and they will find all kinds of excuses to delay until they prove it shouldn't. Can't do it. Or it's too late. Compared with such people, I seem to be much smarter and more cunning. Affirmative action is another hallmark of me, and I never like to talk on paper or in vain, because I know that there is no result without action, and there is nothing in the world that is not achieved by putting ideas into practice. As long as one lives, one must consider action. Many people admit that knowledge without the basis of wisdom is useless. But what is even more frustrating is that even if there is knowledge and wisdom, if there is no action, everything is still empty talk. Action and preparation can actually be seen as two sides of an object. Doing too much preparation and not taking action will only be a waste of time in the end. In other words, everything must be done in moderation, and we must not fall into the trap of constant rehearsal and planning, but must acknowledge the reality that no matter how well planned, it is still impossible to accurately predict the final solution. Of course, I do not deny that planning is very important. Planning is the first step in obtaining favorable results. But planning is not action, nor can it replace action. Just like golf, you can't get to the second hole without playing the first hole. Action solves everything. Without action, nothing will happen. People who lack action have a bad habit. They like to maintain the status quo and refuse to change. I think it's a bad habit with deceitful and self-destructive effects, because everything is changing. Just like people can live and die, nothing is constant. But because of the fear in his heart, the fear of the unknown, many people resist change, and even if the status quo is not satisfactory to him, he doesn't dare to take a step forward. Look at people who are supposed to be successful but don't. And you know it's hard not to be sympathetic to them. Yes. When everyone decides a major event, they will be more or less worried and fearful in their hearts, and will face the trouble of whether to do it or not. But the actionists will use their determination to ignite the spark of their hearts, come up with various ways to fulfill their wishes, and have the courage to overcome all kinds of difficulties. Many people who lack action are naive and like to wait for things to happen naturally. They naively thought that others would care about their affairs. In fact, no one else is interested in them except themselves. People are only interested in their own business. For example, in a business, the higher the proportion of our profit, the more proactive we must take action, because success or failure has little to do with others and they won't care. At this point, we better give it a push. If we're lazy, Withdrawn and wait for someone else to take the initiative to push things forward. The results are bound to be disappointing. Only when a person relies on himself, he will not let himself down and can increase his chances of controlling his destiny. Smart people only make things happen. The most frustrating thing in life is that I want to do too many things. As a result, not only do I not have enough time to do it, but I think that there are too many steps in each thing. We must admit that time is limited and no one can do everything. Smart people know that not all actions lead to good results. Only smart actions can lead to meaningful results. So smart people will only learn to do work that has positive results in the future and do work related to accomplishing the greatest goal. So, smart people always make the most valuable contribution and reap many benefits. To eat an elephant, you need to eat one bite at a time. The same is true of doing things. If you want to complete everything, you will only let the opportunity slip away. Many people make themselves passive and they want to wait until all the conditions are perfect. Life is always full of opportunities, but almost nothing is perfect. Those passive people are mediocre all their lives precisely because they have to wait until everything is 100% beneficial and nothing is lost before doing it. This is what fools do. We must surrender to life, believing that we have the opportunity we need right now in order to keep ourselves out of the quagmire of waiting forever for taking action. We pursue perfection, but nothing in human affairs is absolutely perfect. Only close to perfection. Wait until everything is perfect. Wait forever. And pass the chance to someone else. Those who wait until everything is ready to go will never leave home. To become the "I'll do it now" kind of person is to stop all daydreaming. Think about the present all the time and start doing it from now on. Sentences such as tomorrow, next week, in the future have the same meaning as never can. Everyone loses self-confidence and doubts their abilities at times, especially in time of adversity. But who really understands the art of action can overcome it with strong perseverance. They will tell themselves that everyone fails sometimes. And there are times when they fail miserably. There are bound to be mistakes when you actually do it. However, passive people don't see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. But they always warn themselves, maybe I really can't do it, so I lose my active participation in future actions. There is never a shortage of people with ideas and ideas in our world. But there are very few people who know that successfully implementing a good idea is far more valuable than coming up with 1,000 good ideas at home. The real basis people use to judge your ability is not how much stuff you put in your head, but your actions. People trust down-to-earth people. And they all think if this person dares to speak and act, he must know how to do it best. I haven't heard anyone get credit for not interrupting people, not taking action, or waiting for someone to order something. Those leaders in the business world, the government, and the military are very capable and willing people. And they are 100% proactive. Those who stand on the sidelines and do nothing will never be leaders. Whether it is an automatic person or a passive person, it is all a matter of habit. Habits are like ropes. We spin a rope every day and it ends up being too thick to break. The ropes of habit lead us to peaks or valleys, depending on good habits or bad habits. Bad habits can dictate our success or failure. They're easy to form, but hard to serve. Good habits are hard to form, but easy to maintain. To have the habit of doing it now. The most important thing is to have a proactive spirit. Get rid of the habit of sloppy spirit. Be determined to be a proactive person. Have the courage to do things. Don't wait until everything is ready to do it. There is never an absolute perfect thing. Cultivating the habit of action does not require special wisdom or special skills. It only requires hard work and good habits to blossom and bear fruit in life. Son. Life is a great battle. In order to win, you need to act. Act again. Act forever. In this way, your safety is guaranteed. Merry Christmas. I don't think there is a better Christmas present than this letter to you at this time. Love. Your father.